What's up guys, and welcome to 100 days of hardcore Minecraft but in floating islands. If you didn't know, Minecraft added 2 new world customizations. Caves only and floating islands. Floating islands is just like regular Minecraft, but you're stuck with only one biome. And also traveling is a lot harder if you do not have blocks or an elytra. In this video I attempt to survive 100 days in these floating islands while in hardcore mode. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And also comment what you like about the new Minecraft cave update. Anyways, grab your snacks and let the 100 days begin. Day 1, I chose the plains biome and we spawned in. I started off by chopping down a tree. I then made a wooden pickaxe and mined some cobblestone. I then made stone tools and mined a couple pieces of iron. I then found a village as I was walking around. I collected the hay bales from it for some food. I also stole a bit from the village, and soon I'll steal their children. I mean, time to kill the iron golem for some iron. I got 3 pieces of iron, which was good for a pickaxe. I then traded some clay for an emerald with a stonemason. I found a ravine and started mining in the ravine. I mined coal, iron, and I also killed some monsters. I then crafted myself full iron gear and we're doing good for day 1. For the rest of the day, I did some terraforming and then went to sleep. Day 2, I started off with terraforming the land around me to build my base at. After a lot of terraforming, I marked out a 35 by 35 area where I would place fences at. The fences will be to help keep everything good inside and keep the monsters outside. I then went to sleep again. Day 3, I crafted a lot of fences and started placing them around the area I had marked out. I ran out of wood and fences, so I went and chopped down some more trees. I also killed some cows and horses on the way for some leather. I made more fences and finished off the area. I went to the village and stole all their carrots and potatoes. Then I went to sleep again. Day 4, I started off by making a wheat farm. I placed water in places necessary and started planting my seeds, carrots, and potatoes. I then explored around a bit and went to sleep again. Day 5, I wanted to start an outline for my house. I found the middle of my fenced base and started the outline. The house was gonna be circle shaped. I got to work on the shape first and started off by digging out a basement. After digging for a while, I had a lot of dirt and cobblestone. I then outlined the house with some oak logs. I then went and explored a village by the void. This was really risky, but I got a saddle and some horse armor, which was worth the risk. As I was going home, I collected a ton of wool because it was gonna be useful for the netherite mining in the future. I then tamed a horse. I found a lava pool, so I made a nether portal. I did not have anything to light it, so I used my wood and some lava, and after a couple of painful minutes, the portal lit up and I went through. You won't believe my luck, but there was a fortress and a bastion right next to my portal, which was amazing. Day 6, I collected some blaze rods and explored the fortress. This was a really bad fortress because I did not find a single chest inside of it, and after exploring the entire thing. Day 7, I went to the bastion to explore the bastion and hopefully get some good loot. I got 16 gold blocks from the bastion, which was absolutely insane. I looted the chests in the bastion and got all kinds of great loot. My luck was so good no piglin brute attacked me at all. Day 8, I went back home and it had just turned daytime. All the skeletons were burning. I got on my horse and started heading back home. I got back home at night and went to sleep. Day 9, I started off by growing some trees to gather wood. I used all my bone meals I had to gather as much wood as I could. I also collected my crops and planted them in my farm. It then was turning night, so I quickly added the full layout of the house and went to sleep. Day 10, I started off by working on the house. I built up and started placing wood. One problem I realized was that there was no sand, so the only easy way to get glass was by trading. The house was coming together pretty good. I added the second story as well. I then killed a wandering trader for leads. I ran over to a village and broke all their wood and other resources to use on my own house. Day 11, I finished off the roof and the design of the house. And all that was left was the inside and obviously the windows. It was looking good so far. I then went to sleep. Day 12, I started to add the layout for the windows. I then sheared a lot of leaves because for now I was gonna use leaves for windows. Because it's the best alternative I could think of. I added the leaves in place for windows. I then added the floor to the inside of the house. I built a spiral staircase to the second level and went to sleep. Day 13, I started off by working on the staircase again. I finished it and it was looking pretty nice. I then added chests inside my house and moved all the items from the chests on the outside to the chests on the inside of my house. I then collected my crops and replanted them. Day 14, I went exploring looking for the stronghold. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, well, because I want to know where the stronghold is and also have a pathway that leads to it before I fight the dragon. Also to get the books for an enchantment room. Day 15, still looking for the stronghold. I created multiple nether portals near lava pools on the way, just because I wanted to see how far I would be away from the stronghold in the nether. I kept on looking and I had to build over so much void, it was really scary. Day 17, I finally found the stronghold and started looting its library. After collecting books, I then looted all the chests in the stronghold and got some decent stuff. Then I found the portal and created another portal inside of the portal room to make it easier to travel between the stronghold and my base. Day 18, I started digging out towards my nether portal that leads to my base. I was digging for a while. I had to travel hundreds of blocks, even thousands, just to get back to the portal. Day 19 and I'm still digging. I have gone through so many pickaxes and had stacks upon stacks of netherrack. Day 20, I finally made it by my portal and started looking for a way to get down. I created a platform and a staircase that took me down safely from Y level 100 to Y level 60. Now I had my home base and stronghold connected together, which was gonna be really helpful and efficient. Day 21, it was actually night as I was heading home. I collected some pumpkins on the way and got home safely. I went to sleep right away. Day 22, I put the stuff I found at the stronghold away and made some torches to light up my house and my base. I then started to work on my basement. I started digging down even more. After I dug out a perfect hole, I was left with a lot of cobblestone and dirt. For the flooring, I wanted to have oak wood slabs, so I started placing down the floor. I then made a staircase just like the other one that led to the top. Day 23, I wanted blackstone bricks for the walls. I dug out a side and placed all the blackstone bricks I had. I used up all my blackstone to make blackstone bricks and ran out of blackstone. I then went to the nether to collect some more blackstone from the bastion. I started mining blackstone. After like 3 pickaxes, I had a couple stacks of blackstone and it was time to go back home. Day 24, I ran through a field of blazes that almost killed me. I was really scared, but thankfully I made it out of the nether alive. I got back home and started to work on the basement. I started digging out the remaining areas and filled them all up with my blackstone bricks. Day 25, I made a lot of bookshelves and placed them in my basement. I now needed just 2 diamonds, which shouldn't be too hard to get from the nether loot. If I find any, hopefully. I then made a ton of furnaces and smelted all my iron I had. I then went exploring for villages and took the most dangerous jump ever. If I had missed that water, then the world would have been over. I explored the mine shafts for the whole day, but sadly could not find any chests in this. But hopefully we can find 2 diamonds as soon as possible for an enchantment table. Day 26, I went to the nether and maybe try my luck there in finding diamonds. I was looking for bastions and nether fortresses. Either one would be good. I was exploring for a while and I finally found another bastion. Day 27, I started exploring the bastion. I looted a lot of chests from this bastion. I killed multiple piglins and piglin brutes. I also got close to dying a couple of times. Finally, after opening like 6 chests, I opened this one chest all the way at the bottom of the bastion and I got 3 diamonds, including 3 gold blocks. This was perfect because we now had enough for an enchantment table. After looting the whole bastion, I left with a lot of gold, multiple diamond tools, and 3 diamonds. Day 29, I placed down my enchantment table and now had access to level 30 enchantments. I then spent a while cutting down a lot of trees for wood to trade with villagers. I used all my bone meal and my saplings, but got double the saplings I used. Day 31, I had almost 7 stacks of wood. If you're wondering how I got the bone meal for this, I collected a lot of bone blocks when I was in the nether and turned them all into like 8 stacks of bone meal. I now had a good amount of wood to get enough emeralds to unlock some diamond armor and also purchase some. Day 32, I went to the village and made some Fletchers. I trapped them and got straight to trading. I traded for the entire day 32. Day 33, I had over 2 stacks of emeralds and it was time to get some diamond armor. I made an armor smith and started trading. I started by trading 4 emeralds per iron boots to level the armor up. I kept on buying armor to level it up as much as I could. I finally started unlocking diamond boots and leggings. I bought one of each and kept on leveling it up. I then maxed out the villager and unlocked the rest of the diamond armor set and I bought it all. Now I had full diamond armor with 17 emeralds remaining. Day 34, I went to the nether because it was time to get all the blaze rods I needed and also get ender pearls and fight the ender dragon. I spent a while in the nether gathering blaze rods. I then killed a ton of endermen for some pearls and finally had enough. Day 36, I was fully geared up and went towards the end. I jumped in the portal and just enjoyed this fight. Day 37, I beat the Ender Dragon and collected the egg. Then I obviously needed an elytra, so I jumped in the city portal and started the search. I looked around for a really long time. Day 38, I found an end city and started looting it. Luckily it had a ship so I could get an elytra as well. I looted the end city and I got some amazing loot. I got a godly pickaxe which had everything on it including Fortune 3. It even had mending, which was absolutely crazy. I got all the loot and I got my elytra. I got everything except the dragon head, which sucked. Day 40, I was back home with 71 levels and it was time to enchant all my gear. I went and looked for some lapis. After mining lapis with my Fortune 3 pickaxe, I had multiple stacks of it. I then went back home and it was time to enchant all my gear. I also found 5 diamonds from the end city, which was great. I started enchanting and combining my gear and now we had decent gear. That basically makes me unkillable, unless it's by the void. Day 41, I killed the leader of the pillagers and got bad omen. I wanted to do a raid but not yet because I wanted to gear up first before doing a raid. I drank some milk and got rid of the effect. I then went to the nether and collected a lot, and I mean a lot of bone blocks, because before the raid I wanted to have a lot of wood so I could get a ton of emeralds after getting hero of the village. Day 42, I placed a lot of saplings and grew them all. I collected all the wood from the trees and I kept on doing this for a while. Day 44, I had over 9 stacks of oak logs, which was perfect. This was gonna make us a lot, and I mean a lot of emeralds. I went to the pillagers and killed their leader. I started the raid and the fighting began. I killed the first row of the raid easily. My main problem in this raid was finding where the pillagers were spawning at. I spent a while fighting this raid. The vixes were really annoying and so were the witches with their poison potions. My armor durability was getting super low. Finally, on day 47, I defeated the raid and got hero of the village, including 4 totems of undying. I did not have to use any of them thanks to my bow helping out a lot. And my skills, obviously. It was night, so I started resetting my villagers trait to unlock mending. I then went to sleep. Day 48, I got back to work on the mending trait. After a whole day of resetting my villagers' traits, he finally unlocked mending for 13 emeralds. It was now time to get the emeralds from the villagers. Day 49, I started trading all my sticks for emeralds. I spent a really long time trading. Finally, on day 51, I had almost 4 stacks of emeralds. 4 stacks of emeralds from 10 stacks of oak logs. This was really good. When I went back to get mending books, the villager had resetted his traits, which really sucked, so I spent another day trying to get mending again. I hate this villager now. I finally got mending for 21 emeralds, which was a ripoff, but I didn't care. I had a lot of emeralds. I bought 8 mending books and left. Day 52, I started looking for an Unbreaking 3 book from another villager. I kept on trying and after a while I got an Unbreaking 2 book, which I bought 4 of. I could combine the books and get 2 Unbreaking 3, which was simple. I needed Unbreaking 3 for my elytra and my sword. Day 53, I was home and I started adding mending to my gear. I added mending to all my armor, tools, and my elytra. Sadly, I ran out of levels so I couldn't add Unbreaking 3 to my sword or mending. I then wanted to make a creeper farm, so I made a fishing rod and went fishing. After fishing for a while, I got enough fish that could tame me 2 cats. I needed this farm so I could use my elytra to get around the world super easily. Day 54, I tamed 2 cats at the village and took them both back home. I then collected all the materials I needed to build this farm. I also collected a lot of stone because I was gonna use the stone to build the farm. Day 55, I found the perfect spot to build the farm on. I started the layout. I then filled in the floor and the roof. Then I added all my trapdoors and started the build on the killing chamber for the creepers. I built the chest room and the place where the creepers would go and die. Let's just say by day 58 I finished the farm and went AFK on the farm for a couple of days. I returned from AFK on day 61 and I had over 2 stacks of gunpowder, which was amazing because I could now make a ton of fireworks. I didn't have too much paper because my sugarcane farm was small, but I had half a stack that I got from the stronghold library. I made like 2 stacks of fireworks and now wanted full netherite gear. Day 62, I took my horse, made shears, and went on the look for some sheep to shear and collect the wool. After a while, I had a stack and 6 wool, which was gonna be a great amount in helping me find netherite. The rest I was gonna mine for using my pickaxe. Day 63, I went to the nether and started the mine for ancient debris. I started off with my beds. After a couple of explosions, I found some ancient debris. I then exploded all the bits I had and gathered a lot of ancient debris. It wasn't enough though, so I mined a couple more with my pickaxe. Let's just say by day 66, I was back home with 29 pieces of ancient debris and I started smelting them. I then got 8 pieces of netherite because I also had some extra ancient debris from the bastions I had looted. I made full netherite armor, tools, and weapons. I was now fully geared up and had 2 of my goals completed. Day 67, I started off by gathering a ton of wood from other villages. I stole their wood, then their food, and soon I'll steal their freedom. I mined wood for the whole day and went back home at night. Day 68, I wanted to expand my base, meaning my fences, so I could build a place for my villagers. I terraformed for days. I kept on terraforming, making the area bigger for my villagers. I then expanded the length of the fences I had placed around the outside by a lot, and finally, by day 71, I had the whole thing done and it was looking great. I then started to work on these little huts where I would have my important villagers in. Obviously, I didn't have place for my villagers, so they were all living in their village. I spent a while building these little small huts. Day 73, I was done with all the huts I had built and it was time to transport my villagers I needed inside of them. I built a path from the village to my base so I could use my boat to transport the villagers. I first transported my librarian, then my Fletcher, and by day 75, I had 4 villagers and 4 huts. They all had different jobs and different trades. I then expanded my crop farm and added more crops including pumpkins. Day 76, it was time to finally fight the weather, so I went to the nether and looked for a new fortress. After 2 minutes of searching, I found a new fortress and the hunt for the skull started. I spent a long time killing weather. I had everything I needed and hit to the end. I spawned in the weather and enjoyed this fight. Day 83, I defeated the weather, got my nether star, and I went back home. I placed some torches near my villager huts so zombies don't spawn and kill them. I was exploring some mine shafts and I found a chest in one of them. I got a name tag and some other stuff. I then also explored the ruined portal and looted it. Day 84, I bought a ton of glass and wanted to build myself an iron farm. I gathered all the materials I needed for this iron farm and traveled to another village nearby. I started following the tutorial and started the build. The build itself was easy. The hardest part was getting the villagers in, but because of my big brain, I was able to get villagers in the farm easily. I then gave the villagers some food for them to breed. Day 87, I had the farm done and I also had 5 villagers. I then went AFK for a couple of days to gather a ton of iron. Day 91, I returned and I had over 3 stacks of iron from the farm, which means it was working perfectly. I then returned home and went to sleep. Day 92, I made a beacon and turned all my iron into blocks. I placed down gold and iron and placed my beacon on top. It wasn't max level yet, but soon I will upgrade it to a full powered beacon. I also bought a lot of glass and replaced the leaves in my house to glass. Finally, we had some real windows. I was basically done with everything I had in mind for these 100 days with 8 days left to spare. So for these 8 days, I'm gonna build a statue for 20k subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's hit 30k as soon as possible and get YouTube rank on Hypixel. I also went back and collected the dragon head I had forgotten to click early on in the video. That's it! This is how I survived 100 days of hardcore Minecraft but in floating islands. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments, should I start a hardcore series where I do 2 episodes each week while still uploading 100 days content? Anyways, make sure to join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you all in the next video.